Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy, and Vincent, he decided to join me for part of this video. This is going to be my mystery book recommendations because we are going into March Mystery Madness. That is a whole thing. It's like a big thing, and there's all these prompts and everything, and I will hunt down who the originator of that is and leave links in case you're interested in doing all of the prompts. I'm not a like TBR person or a readathon person. I really, it stresses me out. And if I put things on a TBR, I end up not reading them. But I love mysteries. As you can see, I have dressed up like Sherlock so many times in my life. And so I thought this would be a great chance to, you know, add a little bit of flair to a video. But yeah, I love mystery. So I plan on reading a lot of it through the month of March. Some of these books that I recommend will probably line up with prompts from the actual readathon. Some might not, but it's just some recommendations. This is going to be a mixture of Christian mystery books and secular books, but for the most part, I think everything is clean. Like nothing over the top or too crazy. Some might be a little bit of a mixture of mystery or thriller kind of on the line. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into my recommendations. The first one I want to talk about is a Christian mystery series, and that is the Drew Farthing series by Juliana Deering. This series takes place, I want to say, in the early 1930s in England. And the main thing that I love about the series is the dialogue. I just really love that British dialogue from back in the day. I also love the setting of this. I think there are 5 or 6 books in this series, and I've read 4. This series follows a young man named Drew Farthing, and he is not a legitimate detective, but, you know, mysteries keep happening on his property or around him or for people that he knows, and he is an amateur sleuth and he likes to get involved and solve things. So yeah, that's what this series is. If you're looking for Christian mystery and there is a good bit of faith in this, definitely check it out. The next one I'm going to talk about is another Christian. It wasn't labeled as mystery, it's labeled as historical fiction, but there is mystery in it, so I'm adding this. And that is The House at the End of the Moor by Michelle Greep. This takes place in England again. I have a thing for England, as you will see. And it takes place on the moor. So yeah, this is a Christian historical fiction mystery book surrounding a man who is a prisoner and he escapes and he ends up at this property and things happen. With mysteries, I can't tell a whole lot, so just go with it. The next one I'm going to talk about is another Christian book, that is Firefly Diaries by CCE Warren, and this one is on the line. It could be a thriller or a mystery, but it would definitely fit for mystery because thrillers, I think all thrillers have mystery in them, right? I don't know how you categorize these things, but it is a little bit more like intense than just a regular whodunit. This one was one of my top books of the year, I want to say 2 years ago. It is absolutely fantastic. Amazing faith, amazing mystery, amazing characters. It has all the things. This is contemporary, so it was weird that I liked it because I'm typically a historical person, but it is so good. Definitely check this one out. Next is the Cheeringham series, which is not Christian. It is secular, but it is clean. I've never seen any anything in it to be questionable other than the murders and whatnot that are happening. But these books are all very short. I want to say you can read them all in 2 to 3 hours. So if you're looking for something quick, again, I love the setting. It takes place in this beautiful little picturesque British town, and the 2 main characters, one is a retired New York detective and his best friend who is a British woman, and they have paired up and they solve crimes together, but they are platonic, at least in all the books that I've read. I don't know if they end up getting together later on in the series. There's a lot of books in this series. But so far they are platonic, and I love their relationship, and I love the setting, and I love the quickness of these mysteries. So there's that. Next one is going back to Christian mystery, The Red Canary by Rachel Scott McDaniel. This is also historical, and it takes place in Pittsburgh. But this has to do with a woman who witnesses something, and she has to be kind of like a witness protection program, like taken and hiding out to be protected. And then I really liked the relationship in this story. There is a romance in this, and I thought it was very well done, and I really liked the mystery, and I really loved Rachel Scott McDaniel's writing, and I have to read more books by her, but I'm pretty sure that's the only one I've read so far, but it was 5 stars. Next one is another Christian historical fiction mystery, and that is The Illusionist Apprentice by Christy Cameron. This had to do with Houdini, and Houdini spent his life trying to debunk people who would do seances, and people who would try to trick people into thinking supernatural things were happening when they weren't. There was faith in this book. There was a mystery in this book. It was excellent. The writing was phenomenal, and I loved learning all about Houdini. He's a very interesting character. Going back to another series I recommend, this was the Amish Cupcake Cozy Mystery series by Ruth Hartzler. This is a series of books about a woman who in book 1 gets divorced, and she ends up moving back home with her Amish twin sister. She herself has left the Amish. So she moves back home with her Amish twin sister, who owns a bakery shop, and she ends up staying in the apartment above the bakery shop with 2 old ladies who are in their 80s, 2 sisters. And their relationship is so funny and so cute. I love the people in this series. If you're looking for like old lady sleuth, this is the book for you. There's also a cat in this series, Mr. Crumbles. I love Mr. Crumbles. He's so adorable. These books are really funny and lighthearted. Even though they involve murder, they are very lighthearted and easy to get through. Next one I'm recommending is Mist of Midnight by Sandra Orchard. This, I believe, was secular but clean. And this one was really interesting because it is about a woman who was raised in India, and after her family in India dies, she goes back to her home in England, the home that her family was originally from, to find out that someone had been impersonating her and living her life in that home. And so she has to try to fight to get people to believe she is who she says she is. This was a very interesting mystery. I love the setting. I like that whole impersonation kind of aspect. It was really fun. The next one is another book series, and that is the Sherlock Holmes Bookshop Mystery Series by Vicky Delaney. This series has probably 8, 9, 10 books in it, and I've read 2 or 3 of them, but I've really liked the ones that I've read. This is about a woman who owns a Sherlock themed bookstore and emporium with her uncle, I think in Boston, somewhere in New England, and her best friend owns Mrs. Hudson's tea shop next door, and things happen in the town and they solve the mysteries as what happens in mysteries. But again, I love the setting. I love all of the Sherlock references and themes throughout this series. It's pretty clean. I don't remember anything standing out to me as being questionable. So yeah, I recommend that series. Next one is The Lost Boys of Barlow Theater by Joe Wright. That is my favorite of Joe Wright's books, and it's the latest one that she wrote. Pretty sure the newest one hasn't come out yet. She writes books so fast. But this one is dual timeline, and it takes place in Wisconsin. I think all of her books take place in Wisconsin, right? Am I right? But I really liked both timelines. I liked the characters that were in both timelines and the mysteries that were in both timelines, which is kind of unheard of. I normally would dislike something, but I really liked everything about this book. So if you are thinking of trying a Jamie Jo Wright book, try that one. My next one is Fragments of Fear by Carrie Stewart Parks. This one could be on the line with thriller. It probably is thriller because it's so fast-paced and so much is happening in this book, but it definitely has a big mystery element to it. I loved this book. I gave this one 5 stars. I've read several other of her books that I didn't like anywhere near as much as this one, but this one, killer. Killer. Yeah, this is about a woman who at the very beginning gets a phone call from a shelter saying, we have your dog. And she's saying, I don't have a dog. I don't own a dog. And they're like, well, the microchip says this dog belongs to you. And so she goes and picks up the dog and discovers a murder. And then she's on the run and lots of things happen. So fast paced. It is gripping and I absolutely loved it. The next one is A Fool and His Monet by Sandra Orchard. This is book 1 in the Serena Jones mystery series. I've only read this book in the series, and it was one of the books that we chose for our Christian book club. So this is Christian mystery, and this is very authentic mystery. So it has to do with like an art heist. I don't think there was murder in it, but if any of y'all read it and there was murder, let me know. But I feel like it was just the art heist. So if you're looking for something more on the lighter side, I would go for this. The mystery was good. There was an aunt in this book that I really enjoyed her character. It's a contemporary book and it has a lot to do with art museum. So if you're interested in that, give it a try. The next one I want to talk about is Just the Nicest Person by Christy Barrett. This is book 1 in the True Crime Junkies series. I just read this book and now I'm on book 4 because this book was so good. The whole series is excellent. This takes place in Alaska. It has to do with a group of people that end up coming together to solve mysteries. It reminds me of like Scooby-Doo kind of thing, but the mysteries or the murders definitely are serious. The things that are happening in these books are, they're serious. It's not lighthearted, but I really do love the group dynamic and love the setting. And it's very gripping, very fast paced, had me on the edge of my seat. All of the books, I'm just like, ooh, what's happening? Definitely recommend that. Editing Stacy here. I just realized that there is one I forgot that I really need to add into this. It was written on the back of my paper and I didn't turn the sheet over to see it, but that is A Deed of Dreadful Note by Patricia Meredith. This story is about a real life woman who is considered to be the first woman mystery writer. She came before Agatha Christie and she came before Arthur Conan Doyle. It's about her life, but it is a mystery that she is solving, and then it goes through the process of her becoming a mystery author. This was so good. It was such a great mystery, and the relationship in this broke my heart. I cried in this book. It's so good, and she definitely needs to be on this list. So, and there's faith in it. So give this book a shot if you were looking for a very good Christian mystery. It's historical, obviously. So yeah, give it a try. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is Sherlock Holmes books. So if you have never read any Sherlock Holmes and you are interested, I'm going to recommend 2. So the first one I'm going to recommend is The Adventure of the Speckled Band. This book, the ending really got me. There is a mystery that happens. There's a murder that takes place in this room, and Sherlock is brought in to figure out what happens. So this one is so interesting because it has a very different kind of scenario than what you might expect. I was really shocked by how this story plays out. I did not see it coming. And I thought it was done so amazingly well because I was just like, what? What? Anyway, I love that story. And also The Hound of the Baskervilles, top notch. It really doesn't get better for me mystery-wise because of the characters, the setting, the mystery, Again, it's on the moors. Absolutely love that book. And both of those are pretty short. You can get through them in one sitting. So if you're just wanting to give Sherlock a try, start with those. At least that's my opinion. So yeah, those are the books that I'm going to recommend for this video. If you have any other like Christian mystery recommendations, please leave those below, because I would definitely like to read more of those. So yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic March, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.